Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you.
I'm here with some celebrities of the Connexity conference. These are representatives of the winning Practice of the Year that we just found out last night at the gala. So congratulations to all of you. That's really exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you.
Yeah. So with me today, I have Garrett Van Bebber, his wife Liz, and we have Holly Hunt and Kortney Ellerbe, all from the Lafayette Veterinary Care Center in Louisiana, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you guys are the 4 representatives here today. How did you choose who was coming?
Well, I hadn't been to a conference in a while, so I got kind of voted on the island for that.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother lives about an hour from here. I said, this is perfect. So it seemed like the right time to come.
Mm-hmm.
And Liz has been doing some work with us at the clinic as of late, so needed some CE. Kind of snowballed from the Practice of the Year thing. And I think Holly and Kortney hadn't been to conferences before, so
Nice.
yeah.
Well, this is going to be hard to top. I mean,
yes, absolutely.
They're not going to bring you on stage at every conference and give you a prize. But,
Yeah.
I know, right? Well, we threw you a conference for your birthday.
Yeah.
So,
expect this for every birthday now.
yeah, right? Do you guys want to just introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do at the clinic, and what your practice is like?
Sure. So I'm one of the veterinarians. I think we have about 12 vets right now. I've been there since 2014. And recently became one of the owners of the practice as well. So that's about it for my job title, I suppose. Liz?
Liz Van Bebber, Garrett's wife. I work just part-time helping out at Lafayette Veterinary Care Center, and I work helping out at one of the rescues in the area as well, a couple days a week. So I do a little bit of shelter medicine as well.
Ah, that's fun.
So it's been fun kind of getting a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of, a little different type of practice each week.
Do you have one you like better than the other?
No, I really don't. I like each one for different reasons.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoy both of them.
It probably brings a good perspective to both.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. And Holly?
I'm Holly. I'm a nurse or a tech. Been with the company for 4.5 years, but I've been a nurse for 3. So it's really exciting. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm Kortney. I'm the nursing department co-manager. I've been there for 2.5 years or so. I started on the overnight team, did some house calls with a couple of other doctors, and now I am hanging out during the day with them. So it's been a blast.
Is that a nice change?
It is. I love the overnight. I really like the house calls, but doing daytime is nice too.
When you're good at everything, it's hard to pick.
Right. Yeah. That is a problem. Yeah. So you all, it seems like you have a pretty varied offering for your clients. You have house calls, you have 24-hour care. Are there special services you wanted to highlight, or give a shout out to?
Yeah, I mean, as of late, well, our kind of whole perspective is we want to be there for anything you need for your pet. We want to be there for that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be, obviously vaccines, puppy appointments, reproduction, surgery, sick pet cases. If you need an overnight stay, if you need a blood transfusion, and then we have doggy daycare. Some training. Our resort staff is phenomenal. I think we can board somewhere around 300 dogs.
Wow.
And just have a very dedicated team to that. Very passionate about it.
Just that alone just makes my head explode a little bit, just thinking about all those dogs. That's a lot of dogs.
It's a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have the right people in
Yeah.
position to get it accomplished,
Yeah.
paying attention to detail, not letting anything slip through the cracks. And the same thing for our grooming service as well. They're just super books, just a big kind of cohesive family.
Everybody's busy.
Yeah, and like I said, we want to be kind of a one-stop shop for everybody. So if we don't have a doctor there for a couple hours overnight, but we still answer the phone. We'll get you in first thing in the morning. And then we do have a dedicated overnight staff that takes care of those really sick babies.
Are you guys suffering from what everybody is suffering from, where you're functioning with a few fewer bodies than you wish you had? Or do you feel like you're pretty fully staffed right now?
I think we're finally fully staffed.
Now everybody else listening, their heads just exploded.
I mean,
that's awesome.
To be fair, I mean, between the hurricanes that have happened in the last 2 years and the pandemic, we just kind of almost ran around with our heads spinning. And did our best not to burn our people out.
Yeah.
We really had to implement a lot of scheduling changes, and that's part of the reason we don't have an overnight doctor completely anymore. We just said, what's more valuable here? Keeping our people is more valuable. Taking care of our people is more valuable. But our management office has just dug through so many applications and just tried to get the right people in the right position. And I think we just have that. We just feel very, very blessed to be in the spot that we're in right now because we know what it's been like when it's been hectic.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to elaborate on that? Kortney?
No, I think you covered all of it. I think that being able to get the people that truly want to be there, who want to be there for the patients, who want to be there for each other, and just coming together as a big family is a big part of it, I think. So.
And do you both feel that? I mean, I realize that your bosses are sitting here, but you guys seem like you're pretty tight knit. Do you feel like the whole team kind of comes in with that idea that the culture is family culture, everybody knows each other really well, like you have each other's backs?
I think so. And I think when we have new people hired on, we're really good about being inclusive. And a lot of us, we're a big group, and a lot of us are friends outside of work too. So there's always, even if it's just like, we had a rough week, let's go have a few drinks and kind of unwind.
We're the kickball team, a volleyball team.
Really?
Volleyball, all kinds of things that we do outside of work together, which kind of helps, bring us together while we're at work. And so it's fun.
I love that. Well, the theme of the conference this year is Create a Better World, and we're all trying to do that in our own way, But I've been asking our guests who come in to chat for the podcast, what does that better world look like to you in veterinary medicine? So I'd like to hear that from all of you.
As a veterinarian, I'm a pets advocate. I mean, and I have to remember that I do take care of owners, right? I mean, that's definitely part of our job. But I do find myself to kind of get back to the basics at the end of the day. Why did I get into this? I love pets. I love the joy that they bring to me and those around me. So I do think it starts there. AAHA is a great representation of that. Do the best that you can, create a standard, adhere to that standard. Now at the same time, my personal opinion would be, through social media and the instant gratification of the world, everybody is available all the time and maybe a little too available. And I think that that's probably put a lot more stress on veterinarians' minds and their hearts than was ever intended. It's just the world we live in.
Yeah.
So I do think, to me, creating a better world is maybe creating some healthy boundaries on between pet owners and staff members, and appropriate boundaries so that we can all be happy together and then go back to doing that thing that we were designed to do, which is taking care of the animals.
Yeah.
That would be my small opinion.
I definitely feel like, for me, boundaries are part of a better world for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. I think that's
I'll agree with you too.
Yeah. And boundaries are tough when you love what you do because you're
That's
like, oh
it.
no, I love it. It's fine. I can just see this one more case, or I can just answer this one more phone call. I can do this one more thing. I can stay one more hour. And then suddenly you don't love it anymore because you've been doing it too much,
Right.
saying yes to everything.
And your cell phone's glued to your hand. It just is. Almost any job. So
Yeah.
putting the cell phone down, and I'm guilty. I promise you that.
Same.
Very guilty. But I would like to do a better job personally.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I would say just being kind in general. I think we
Yeah.
have become more aware over the last few years that everybody comes from different backgrounds, whether social, economical, ethnical, whatever.
Yeah.
And so just having an open mind and being understanding of everybody in any given situation at any time.
Yeah.
Just think that's a really helpful mindset to have when you're interacting with anybody.
Absolutely. A better world doesn't have to be specific to veterinary medicine.
Right.
It's good for everyone to keep in mind. The pandemic, I think, highlighted our differences as much as there's similarities, and that's not always a good thing. But yeah, it's a good one.
I think getting out into the community more and
Love that.
just getting everybody more involved in not only, like you said, just veterinary medicine, but in everything. And just being able to see, like you said, where everybody's coming from and being that rock for your community, I think is a really good thing to do, to be able to get out there.
I love that answer. Yeah. No one's really talked about that so far, but I really like that because the veterinarian used to be like the community person, you know, like you go to the grocery store and know everybody and like you know everybody's kids' names and stuff. And now everything's so big and there's so many vet clinics, but that doesn't mean we can't still do that.
Right.
I remember going to the grocery store where I used to live when I was a vet just down the street from that grocery store. And it was like, I couldn't go to the grocery store and not talk to like 6 people, which sometimes I just didn't want to do, like boundaries, right?
Right.
But it also was kind of it felt like a small town, and I really liked that. And we've sort of lost that a little bit in the industry, so love that.
I feel like LVCC is it is big, but it still somehow has a small feel to it because everybody is they're family. So
It's a goal, and it's a product of, I mean, I can't say enough about Lafayette in general.
That's true.
I mean, you know, shameless plug for a great town of the South that is very, it's a small community. Everybody kind of knows everybody. And I'm not from there. That's an outsider's perspective.
Yeah.
But it's certainly home now.
Hospitality is really big where
Yeah.
we're from. So if you're new, you're going to get invited by strangers to like come over for meals. And,
Whether you like it or
and
not,
have
right?
gifts
Yeah.
brought to you,
Some people
like-
are going to try to feed you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, yes. The food's good down there. So.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, I've only been to Louisiana once, and it was New Orleans, but I did eat really well for that short trip.
Absolutely.
Louisiana definitely has faced some serious challenges. It's not a place that's free of natural disasters, and I'm sure that helps bring a community together, but it's also really tough to like look down the road and think like what's coming next. Do you guys have plans around that? Like, you know, I'm from Pennsylvania. We don't disaster plan in Pennsylvania. We should probably, but we don't. But is that part of daily life for you?
The planning aspect it is pretty challenging because so many people look to us to take care of things when they have kind of gone wrong, when things have gone south. Fortunately for Lafayette, we don't want anybody to get hurt, but we've just narrowly dodged storms for whatever reason, and so the damage hasn't been too bad. I mean, we lose power for periods of time, and we just kind of make it through it. Dr. Patrick, in the last hurricane we had, I know he was doing surgery with a headlamp.
Oh my gosh. No AC.
At some point, it had to be done. I mean, it's not ideal, but we have enough generators now to get things running pretty smoothly, so we've dodged the storms for so far.
Yeah.
But may not happen for forever.
Yeah.
And certainly during hurricane season, we just went with such a long period of time without having a bad one. I mean, even when I was in vet school and stuff, I mean, Liz lived through Katrina. Well, Holly did too. And I mean, that was pretty tragic. But I mean, when I moved to Baton Rouge, went through vet school, and we just didn't really have much. So you kind of just, it's like anything else. If it's not right in front of your face, you can just kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
And then 2 years back to back, so you just are kind of on pins and needles during this time of the year.
Yeah.
Always looking
waiting.
like what's going on in the Gulf. Like that's
Yeah.
that's people come in and tell
Do you watch the weather, or do you try to ignore the weather?
Everybody will tell you the weather. Everybody walks in and tells you what the weather is. So I don't ever watch it for that reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I live in Colorado now, but I just moved there, and it's been a really wet year in Colorado for Colorado, you know. And it's probably would be the driest year ever anywhere else. But in Colorado, it's been really wet, and so we didn't have to worry about fires this year so much. And so I moved there in a non-fire year, you know, and I feel so relieved because
Right.
it's just been so normal. But like everybody there just waits, they just wait for fire season and for the air to be smoky and bad. And I'm going to be thinking about that, I think, a lot until I get used to it. It's definitely something that people from where I lived on the East Coast just don't think about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's way more unpredictable than hurricanes. We at least have like a week's notice. You know, to kind of
it's
plan
true.
and prepare.
I mean,
so that's a benefit. But yeah, fires and tornadoes, like earthquakes.
Yeah, fires are,
I want to know how those practices deal with those situations. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's terrifying to me.
it is very
Absolutely.
scary. Yeah, very, very
Absolutely.
scary. And unfortunately, reality now, maybe more than ever before. But I'm glad that you guys have so far at least come through pretty unscathed and have been able to take care of everyone. Headlamp's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So you guys won the AAHA-accredited Practice of the Year, which is pretty crazy. Like, there's a lot of practices.
It is wild.
And you are the winners. Were you surprised? Or did you think, like, yeah, this is ours?
Both.
Y'all know what I said.
He said it in his speech.
Yeah.
No, I just said, I don't know. Once I knew we were finalists, I was like, we're going to win. And I mean, I'm not, I feel like a pretty humble guy in regards to that. Like,
You just knew.
but I just felt it in my heart. And I also said, I don't know, why wouldn't we win? I don't know what could be more amazing than what we have to offer. And as I said last night, it has very little to do with me. It has much more to do with these ladies. And as I tried to give a couple shout outs last night to people who have just been there. Don Orty, one of them that I did not mention, that I wish I would have. But are just
It's your chance now.
Yeah, I mean, our
did.
management team. I mean, just the faces that really showed me how to be a veterinarian, and how to try and practice a seek and serve mentality, and that's what we really try and do from the doctor standpoint. Give the nurses, lift them up, and because really, they're the face of your practice, and they're spending more time with owners and more time with pets, and the compassion is just it's just there. So it's their clinic, it's not mine. It's how I feel.
I love that.
Honestly.
Yeah. And how about for you guys, like knowing that you were at a practice that other people recognize as being so good, so excellent, and also having that spirit of sort of servant leadership in your community and among each other. Like, how does that feel?
I think that like we go in every day knowing and thinking that we're going to do good and that we're going to help every patient, every client, every single time. And having this honor to be awarded Practice of the Year just makes us feel a little bit better, knowing that we are doing the right thing and that we are being able to do what we need to do for those patients. So
That's really well said.
I think it just validates the core values we try to live every day, which fit really well with what AAHA's about as well. So it's an honor. I didn't think I never thought I would be in this kind of industry, in this role at all. And then I'm working at one of the top practices in the company. I can't believe that. I'm so shocked. And I'm just sad that the whole entire rest of our practice can't be with us to celebrate right now. We really miss them. And I wish they were all here.
It was really cool that they had it on the live feed. I think there was a lot of people tuning in for sure.
That's great.
And then we FaceTimed them afterwards.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
awesome.
But
It's like on British Bake Off or whatever when they call the person. You're like, guess what? Yeah. Some Star Baker. But I love that, and I love that at least you could bring some of your team here because it is a team sport. We like to say that, like, excellence is a team sport, and so is compassion, and everything that you guys do for your community, patients and clients. And I'm sure that there are going to be lots of clients who are very excited to hear about this too, because even though clients maybe don't understand AAHA quite as well as a lot of the team members do, they are going to be able to see a renewed enthusiasm on your part. That
Absolutely.
definitely is going to translate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, Louisiana is no stranger to competition, but they said, hey, we won something,
Yep.
and we don't need much of an excuse to celebrate.
No.
Yeah.
Louisiana either,
That's good.
So
Yeah.
we'll be celebrating.
So a little bit of party time when you get home.
Probably so.
That's good. You guys have earned it.
Yeah.
And congrats to you guys. Thank you so much for stopping in to see me. And also congrats to the other finalists. Like, that was pretty good company you all were in. So,
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, the videos from the presentations were very inspiring.
They all were.
Yeah.
I was worried after watching all the videos that we weren't gonna win. I was like, oh God. And that's why I was shocked. I was
Who
like,
wants to
wow.
win if it's not against the best, right?
That's right. and
Absolutely.
you kind of just get a taste of like what's going on down the street. Like,
Yep.
there's somebody else doing it. If you're not going to do it the best, somebody else
Yep.
will.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
you have to bring your A game every day.
wonderful. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
We will.
Thank you.
All right.
We will.